Welcome to Digging Deeper with Backyard Farmer. I'm your host, Kim Todd. On Digging Deeper, we have in-depth discussions with experts about important landscape topics. Tonight, we're going to be discussing horticulture at UNL. You know, the university is often in the hot seat when it comes to answering questions about research. Who's doing what, for what amount of money, what are you trying to get out of it, what is really the value of that research, and a lot of people don't understand that. So Sam and Rahana, who are in our agronomy and horticulture department, are going to be talking about just exactly what is going on for research in agronomy and hort. Take it away, one or the other of you.
Sure. So I can kind of set the stage, and then I'll let Rahana talk a little bit about her specific research.
Perfect.
So generally, my research program is on sustainable horticultural production, and we focus on urban environments as well as commercial rural production systems, and largely on specialty crops, so vegetables and things like hops. And I'm particularly interested in bio-based approaches to crop management, and so coming up with ways to reuse agricultural byproducts, for example, to create kind of innovative approaches to managing weeds and nitrogen, all with the goal of addressing some of these big kind of grand challenges that we hear about, like nitrate pollution of our groundwater. And so we try to use, for example, corn gluten meal and soybean meal, ag byproducts from bioprocessing, to try and replace some of our nitrogen fertilizer inputs and try to control weeds at the same time. So that's one example of some of the research that we do. And another approach that we use to reduce inputs and address things like nitrate pollution is some of our research on tomato grafting. And so we've started a project about 3 years ago when Rahana was actually an undergraduate research assistant working with our postdoc Ashley Thompson, who's now at Oregon State University, working in fruit trees. And she came from fruit trees, and she was started working in vegetable crops, and she said, how am I gonna take my knowledge of fruit trees and make it work in vegetable crops? And she said, I'm gonna graft these vegetables.
Well, and tomatoes are not.
True.
They are a fruit.
Yes.
So that's perfect.
Yeah. And so she started this project, and then she got a job because she was great. And then Rahana picked up the project from there. And why don't you tell us a little bit about what you've been learning?
Well, like Sam told you guys, I started working with grafted tomato when I was an undergrad. So like from there, I was like kind of like, oh, I need a summer job. So like, let's just give it a try with grafting tomatoes. And since then, I just kind of love it. And I guess like it's kind of like interesting on how like grafting can kind of like helps you to like increase yield and reduce like what Sam told just now about like nitrate leaching in the groundwater. And yeah, we have for my study we have like 3 different locations. We have one on East Campus, and then one on Dwight, Nebraska, and then one on North Platte. So my study had been going on for 2 years. I know that Ashley's stuff is like slightly different than mine, but my focus is on nutrient uptake and different soil fertility. So long short, I know that with low soil fertility, we can have like more yield with grafted tomatoes. Like we can definitely tell the difference between non-grafted yield and grafted tomatoes yield in North Platte, for sure.
In low soil fertility.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we always think of tomatoes as pretty much weeds anyway, so I guess that sort of makes sense.
Yeah.
So you have a pile of tomatoes sitting here. Pick those up, put those on your lap, and talk about them a little bit.
Okay, yeah, this is super fresh. We just harvested them this morning. So right here I have BHN 589. This is definitely from the grafted one. And this one over here, I have an heirloom variety Nebraska Wedding.
Oh.
I think this one, I'm not really sure because we kind of like mix it after we harvest them. I should be more specific next time. But this one, Nebraska Wedding, heirloom, we did graft them with Estamino rootstock and Maxifort rootstock, and there's non-grafted too. At this point, I'm not sure which one is which, but you can kind of tell the difference between these two. Nebraska wedding. It's like this is like the ripest version of it. It's not gonna turn red. It's just gonna be yellow. And BHN, a lot of people like gonna produce it. Like for example, our field study in Dwight, Nebraska, which is owned by Ryan Pecarks. He also produced some BHN 589 because it's pretty it's like a very high yield hybrid of tomatoes, and yeah.
So is it worth it? You know, because grafted tomatoes were all the rage. What, 5-10 years ago maybe, and people were paying, I don't know, $10 or $20 for a single grafted tomato plant. Is it worth it?
Yeah. Well, I'll put Rahana on the hot seat and see what she thinks. When is it worth it? Is maybe the question.
That's a good way to ask.
I would say if you have like a low soil fertility, grafted tomatoes would be your best option. We definitely see it different in yield, and yet I don't know. I never sell tomatoes before, but definitely worth it to spend money on grafted seedlings compared to buying, like a normal tomatoes
Regular
plant.
old tomato.
Yeah, if you have soil fertility, like low soil fertility,
Yeah.
or if you want to experiment on different variety. For example, you want this type of variety, but you know for sure that their rootstock is not going to survive in Nebraska soil. So
You think that makes more sense than just changing the soil fertility?
Yeah, we've done that, and so the big picture is kind of that. So she's got a high fertility treatment and a low fertility treatment at North Platte, and in both cases, the grafted tomatoes generally are doing well. The problem that we see in the east, we get these just massive vegetative plants, and so most home gardeners know that if you get too much nitrogen to a fruiting crop like tomatoes and peppers,
Correct.
and you get these overly vegetative plants that don't want to convert a lot of flowers to fruit, and that's what we see here on campus. We get these beautiful, tall, monstrous plants, but there's just not a lot of flowers and
Correct.
fruit conversion happening.
it's
You know-
monster.
Oh, I know. And we're actually getting, we've had a lot of questions on Backyard Farmer this year about that because people are saying, where is the fruit? Well,
Right.
is it heat? Is
Right.
it pollination? Is it
Correct.
all that water with all that fertility? So,
Yep.
so Sam, you mentioned, kind of around the edges of a lot of your other research. Talk a little bit more about some of that.
Yeah, so we're kind of wrapping up another project that we did a Backyard Farmer segment for last year on biodegradable mulches.
Right.
And so we're finishing up a couple of master students on that project, and that's been a lot of fun. In that project, we've been exploring the degradation of biomulches in soil over a 2-year period. So the idea with biomulches is that it's an alternative to plastic films. So, or you might think about like a landscape fabric for weed control. So a commercial producer is going to put down a plastic film to control weeds in like a 3 to 4 inch band within the crop row. Whereas a home gardener might use kind of a geotextile landscape fabric. So we're trying to come up with alternatives at both the home garden scale and the commercial scale that are 100% bio-based, so derived from organic materials, ag byproducts, and 100% biodegradable in soil. And there actually is like a legal definition for biodegradability. There's international standards, and generally you want 90% of that to be degraded within 24 months, which is actually more challenging than it sounds like, especially if it's 100% bio-based and it's actually going to be functional for the first, growing season. And so we were looking at kind of assessing trade-offs between the functionality and are there things that we can do to get it to degrade faster once we incorporate it into soil. So by doing things that a lot of people do anyway, like applying compost, growing cover crops, things to enhance soil fertility that generally enhances microbial activity, can we get those microbes to be more active and to decompose that mulch a little bit faster so that we can meet that definition of biodegradability. And just generally, people don't want that trash to accumulate in their soil. And so we're kind of wrapping that up and finding that it's actually pretty tough to manage your way out of a residue issue. It's really driven by your location, so your soil texture, the habitat that you have for microbes, and just the type of mulch that you put into soil. So we see huge differences in the type of mulch. So there's opportunities through engineering to change the type of mulch, and we've got some cool collaborations where we're doing that to try to change the composition of mulches to get them to degrade faster without sacrificing function. But it's pretty tough to manage your way out of those degradation issues.
So when people are right now, as a matter of fact, saying, gosh, I need to mulch for the winter or because of the weed cover or just because students are back on campus and we don't want you walking through the mud, well, you're not really talking about mulch that is sitting over there in the chip pile, right?
No.
Right, yeah, right, yeah. So, which definitely has a place and time for sure. These are more commercial products that are typically on a roll.
Right.
So there's the most common biodegradable mulches are paper mulches, so cellulose-based. They basically look like a cardstock,
Right.
like a thick paper. And then what we work with is a polylactic acid based, so it's derived from corn and sugarcane feedstock. And it's the same if you've ever played with like a 3D printer, so that's the same type of polymer that they use for that, and it's biodegradable, but it's also highly durable, and so it's, yeah.
It is what it is.
It's a challenge, but yeah, these are on rolls.
Well, we want to make sure that all of you who are watching us on Facebook give us a thumbs up, a thumbs down. We want your comments because digging deeper is a lot of fun for us. We just want to make sure that we are giving you the information that you need. All right, so Rahana, Sam mentioned mulch. We're wearing red. One of the things that, again, in the garden centers and the magazines, you'll see red mulch, red plastic mulch for tomatoes.
Ooh.
Have you ever worked with that, or is that because it's supposed to help ripen? Any ideas on that one?
Well, I never get the chance to work with red mulch, but I'll be super interested to. I mean, like look it up in the future.
Yeah.
Sounds interesting.
Yeah, we teach a little bit about that in some of our classes about
Like
the
that.
different. What's interesting about the different colors of mulches is oftentimes interactions with insects. So yellow mulches, there's been a lot of research on yellow, blue, silver, aluminum mulches, and then the red mulches, yeah, in terms of reflectance and red, near red, far red light, and the physiological effects that has on the plants. But yeah, we haven't gotten into the colors. The big thing for us with the colored mulches is really about weed suppression.
Sure.
So we've played with white and clear mulches, and those change the soil temperature, but they also transmit light, and so weeds
Come
like
the
to
weeds. Yeah.
push up under those. So.
Yeah. So homeowners, of course, and a lot of our audience, really, they're interested in growing their own food. And I know we in our department get to reap the benefit of all of those vegetables that are coming out of your plots. The cabbage there was quite a bit of cabbage for quite a long time. And anybody who grows cabbage knows that as cabbage begins to go down, it is pungent smell at best.
I still have some in my fridge.
Oh, I hope it's in a plastic bag or a biodegradable bag. So talk a little bit about those crops and, if you're working with other things like that, Rahana, or how you as a student interact with the other students, the kinds of collaborative things that you do or the fun things you do with, Sam as your main guy.
Well, I am super lucky to get to work in the field, produce my own food, especially tomatoes and cabbage. Harvesting is always fun. I always told my friends hey, we just harvest cabbage today or tomatoes, and then we're make sure that you don't buy anything from Walmart or Hy-Vee. I'll be so upset because I have tons of tomatoes and cabbage, and I would love you guys to have my produce instead of spending money on it. But
yeah, and that is kind of the cool thing about the diversity of things that we work on. And so today Rahana and I were out harvesting hops.
Hops, that's
and
true.
Just a week prior
Correct.
was cabbage.
Cabbage, yeah. We actually just come back. Last Monday we went to Scottsbluff to harvest cabbage for Ben and Elisa's study. And yeah, we have tons of cabbage, but it was gone within a day because everyone from Scottsbluff just come and visit us in the field and then just grab some, which is wonderful because I really like people to have our produce, and it's free, you don't have to spend money on it, and it's fresh
Well,
from the field.
and we were talking a little bit off air about your interest in resiliency, sustainability, best practices, which of course we try to do least harm first, best practices first. So I assume that we're not talking about, let's see how many pesticides and insecticides we can wash off of everything that you're growing. Is that correct?
Right, yeah. So yeah, we generally take kind of an integrated pest management approach, and we're also lucky we've got one student who did a segment on herbicide drift last week, Chris Chen, who's in the Doctor of Plant Health program, and that's really a diagnostics program, scouting first, and so he's been a good influence on the team, and so we do a lot of scouting in our fields to get ahead of things and only treat if we have to. And within the theme of the research we do, it's a lot of biological treatments, a lot of BT, a lot of pyrethrum or pyganic to control squash bugs. Actually, earlier today. So yeah, it's uphill battle sometimes, but we only treat if we have to.
Right, and I mean, again, then you can feel certainly better about what you are offering to your friends.
Correct.
Or putting in your own particular body system.
Right.
You know, whether it's in a Runza package or not with that cabbage. So we were also talking a little bit before we started about a few of the challenges, because of course to do the research correctly, you have replications, and we were talking hops in Scotts Bluff, and just exactly what happened, because you didn't get any hops this time.
Right, yeah. So the interesting thing about Scotts Bluff is it's really a great climate for specialty crops. The hops that we've grown out there the past few years with Stacy have been beautiful, and our vegetables have looked great there. And in talking with some of the people out there used to be a historical vegetable, pretty strong commercial vegetable industry. And in the first couple of years, it was, why would they ever stop growing vegetables here? This is the perfect, nice sandy soils that are great for vegetables and apparently hops. And we found out this in the last couple of weeks, maybe why that industry left, and the severe weather is really detrimental. And so they got about 3 hailstorms in about 5 days and stripped probably 90% of the cones off of some of the hop plants. And surprisingly, though, cabbage is a resilient little bugger, because they're kind of protected down there near the ground, and I think most of those were probably still marketable after you peel off maybe a couple of the outer leaves. But so cabbage will be here after the apocalypse, I think.
Lots of sauerkraut in your future as well, right?
That's true.
So how about other challenges? Funding, or finding students, or space, or facilities? And I mean, are you comfortable with where you are, or is there always room for improvement?
Yeah, I mean, I guess I'll give a shout out for some of our funders here, because it's so important to be able to fund graduate research assistantships for people like Rahana and Chris, for who you saw last week. A lot of that funding, for example, for tomato grafting research and also our herbicide drift research, comes through the Specialty Crop Block Grant Program that comes through the USDA. Agricultural Marketing Service. It's specifically earmarked for specialty crops research, and then that passes through the Nebraska Department of Agriculture, and really does a lot to support specialty crops and landscape plant research in Nebraska, from everything from dry beans in the Panhandle to grafted tomatoes in the East. And so without that, it would be challenging to do specialty crops and horticultural research in Nebraska. So
just because some of our viewers might not really know what specialty crop means, differentiate between specialty and non-specialty.
Yeah, so the USDA has a definition for what specialty crops are. It's pretty much anything that the USDA doesn't call a commodity crop. So I think there's about 8 commodity crops. We're most familiar with corn, soybean, and wheat. And so specialty crops generally are edible or ornamental in nature. And so fruits, vegetables, nuts, landscape plants are generally considered specialty crops by the USDA. So that's all fair game for research under that research initiative.
And there are a whole lot of those plants.
Yes, there are.
Way more than 8.
Yeah, the list is long.
Exactly. So, okay, Rahana, you have a huge amount of enthusiasm great smile on your face for talking about this. What are you going to be doing this year?
Well, like cropping, the summer's almost done, so we're just getting ready for harvest season. And then hopefully after that, I'm gonna start writing my thesis and yeah, hopefully be done by next August. And I was planning on, my plan like afterwards, since I am an international student, kind of like have like, limited option. I can't really be here like until I get a visa. So my plan is to travel like the world. And there's like this program where you can work in a farm, get paid. So and then like you move on to like different farm, and then you travel as you go. So that's my plan so far. So hopefully.
Oh, to be young and free.
Hopefully it works that way.
I love it.
I never know.
Life is life. That's perfect. So thanks for coming in, you guys. And that is really all the time we do have for Digging Deeper with Backyard Farmer. You can watch a new Digging Deeper on Facebook every Sunday night at 6:30 p.m. Central. Do not miss Backyard Farmer live every Thursday at 7 p.m. Central on NET. Thanks for Digging Deeper with Backyard Farmer.